Hello, welcome to our channel for rprogramming. In this video, we will show how to use select function from Dplyr package in R to choose variables, columns. So we know Dplyr is a data manipulation package such as part of the tidyverse framework. And the tidyverse is a collection of libraries that have the goal of making R fast, simpler, and easier. And Dplyr uses the pipe structure usually, which is a better way to encapsulate or chaining functions. And the library has dozens of functions available to perform data manipulation and wrangling. So here we will show how to use select function to select variables or rows. So next, we will go to RStudio to look at some examples. So first, just load library tidyverse. So if you have not installed tidyverse, you just installed Dplyr, it's also enough to do these examples. So next, we create a data frame called df with 4 columns. So you can see data frame df has 6 observations and 4 columns is fluct x, y, z. So next, we will select variable x and y from data frame df. So we can just use Dplyr double column select function, which means select a function from Dplyr. Then set the data frame here, then true variable you want to extract from this data frame. Then we assigned result to a new data frame called new xy. So then we show this data frame. You can see the new data frame, new xy, has 2 columns now. You can also delete a column from using select function. So for example, put a minus sign in front of any variables, so which means we will do not include this variable in the result. So in this case, we add minus sign in front of fluct, so which means the fluct column is not included in the new data frame. So this is new data frame. Then the function is Dplyr double column select, then df, then minus fluct. We show again. So now you can see the data frame has 3 columns. Just a note, the result has nothing to do with the original data frame. So we just assign to a new data frame. You can also use starts with and ends with to select or delete columns. So next we will show a data frame called empty cars. Empty cars originally has 11 columns, 11 variable names. Then we use select empty cars. The minus starts with D, so which means any column variable starts with D will not be included. So we run this and show the result of the new data frame. You can see now has only 9 columns now. 2 columns starting with D not be included. Similarly, you can also use the ends with. So here we exclude ends with T. So ends with T columns not included here. You can also use select all to apply function to all columns. So before, you can see we create a data frame, all not capitalized for the name, not capitalized for the column name. Then we use select all this data frame, which means select all the columns of this data frame, then use another function to up for this column. Then the result assigned to a new data frame. Next, we show this data frame. Now the name, all the name, column names are capitalized. And you can also reorder the column of data frame using select. So we create data frame first. So this data frame called data has ID department salary. Then we use select data. Then we add these column names in the order we want. So here we just add salary ID department. You can see the result data frame is salary ID department in this order. You can also use select data frame also with the index number. Just note in rprogramming, index starts from 1. So this is the same as before. We get a salary ID department. Another similar function called pool. You can use a pool function to isolate a specified function. So for example, you can specify a column from the left. Select a column using 2. Or just add a negative, which means from the right. So this is quite like the original indexing from R. So here we use data frame. We create a data frame first. So this data frame has 3 observations, 4 columns. Then we pull the first column of this data frame. So the result is a vector with 3 values. You can also, from the last column, we just use a negative symbol in front of 1. So the last column's value is printed out. You can also select rows using filter all. So we just show how many rows in this data frame. Now 32. You can use the filter all function of this data frame. Then the option is any variables larger than 0, larger than 200. Then these observations will be selected. So now it's only 16 observations. You can also select columns based on the name. So we show this data frame's name, column name. Then we set column with P, the empty cast pipeline, then Dplyr select function, not contain P. You can see the result of the data frame's name, not contain P. You can also use the wildcard. So we show this name again, column names. Then we use select function, then with a match option with RACANS, we show the new data frame. Column names have these 5 columns to match these options. Thanks for watching.